Hi guys, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just like a chit chat video. So if you're new here, my name is Victoria and today I'm going to be sharing one of the most emotional and life-changing experiences of my life. So basically I'll be sharing my labor and delivery story with you guys. I don't think I have ever shared this story. Maybe one or two I've shared, but today I'm going to be telling you all the full story. Okay, so let me tell you, as a first time mom, nothing, I mean nothing, can truly prepare you for the journey of delivery, for labor basically, because I thought I had everything planned. My hospital bag was packed, my bed plan was in place. I thought, even though I was open to any of the bad plans I bought, but even though I was open for any, I was mentally ready for having a vaginal delivery. But you know what they say, life has other plans, because I ended up having an emergency C-section due to high blood pressure, which they call preeclampsia. And let me tell you, it was quite a journey. Okay, so sit back as I share all the story with you guys. Okay, so basically I was like about 38 weeks, I think. Yeah, 38 weeks pregnant when I went for my normal routine checkup at the hospital. Antenatal, I went. My pregnancy was pretty smooth until that point when I had to visit the hospital. The nurse noticed that my blood pressure was like a bit high, and I didn't even feel anything different, just the usual tiredness from carrying my baby bump around. But she also did not make like a big deal out of it. And also, she also tried to check my baby's heartbeat and she couldn't, find the baby's heartbeat. So she told me to go and check, like to run a scan. And when I went, everything was fine, but the only issue was that the placenta was in an anterior position, which basically there is really not an issue. It's really not an issue. It just simply means that the placenta was growing in front of my uterine wall, which that will make it harder for me to feel my baby kicks, or if even when the nurses want to check the baby's heartbeat, it will be difficult for them to hear or find an heartbeat. Okay, so it's usually not a cause for alarm, or there's no complication about it. Okay, so 2 days later I went in for another checkup. Blood pressure was a little bit okay. Then at about 39 weeks and few days, which was on Friday, like I felt very strange. The feeling was like unusual, and I knew that this was labor. Like I just knew it in my head that it was labor. So because we didn't have a car at that time and it was late in the night, we had to take bike if we want to go. Most of the gates in my area would have been closed. So I decided that okay, anything I'm feeling, I'm just going to try to wait till morning. And my husband was sleeping at that time, so I didn't want to disturb him. So I just tried to sleep in the pain. I slept off actually, and that pain woke me very early in the morning, and immediately I just went to wake my husband up that baby, it is time. Like I was so sure in my God that our baby was going to arrive that day, because I don't know. So we prepared, we went ahead to the hospital, but I didn't go with my hospital bags because we didn't want people in the area to know what was happening. But we went to the hospital. Immediately I went to the hospital, they run the checks. I was like 3 centimeter dilated already. They checked my blood pressure, it was high. But as a foodie that I am during pregnancy, I ate a lot. So I told my husband, see me, I want to eat. So he went to get me food. So since they checked my blood pressure and it was high, so they asked me to rest and they put a medication under my tongue. I don't know what the medication is called. The medication dissolved because it's supposed to dissolve, and after that I ate my food and they checked my blood pressure again, and by this time the blood pressure was like very dangerously high, which was, after the medication it was supposed to go down, but it didn't. So the doctor informed me that I had preeclampsia, which is a condition that can be life-threatening for both I and our baby, and that means I cannot push out our baby in that condition. Okay, so the doctor recommended an emergency C-section to just prevent any complication. Because I did not have any issues, I was quite ready for whatever happens. So yeah, we signed everything we needed to sign, and yeah, I lay in the hospital bed. Reality just hit me that like I had no time to feel scared at all. I just made calls to my mom, to my pastor, and I was focused on ensuring that baby and I would be okay. So I had no time to process it, because in Nigeria C-section can sometimes be met with a lot, like there is a lot of judgment about CS moms, but people often talk about the strength of vaginal birth. But in that moment I realized that C-section does not make me any less of a woman. Okay, yeah, I was prepped for surgery almost immediately. It was happening, and I had to just accept it. Yes, I already prepared my mind, and within a short time I was in the operation room feeling a mix of nervousness, excitement, and I remember that my pastor came because I called him and informed him about everything that was happening. My pastor came, but at that time I was almost going into the theater, and I remember him coming to the hospital. My pastor does not go to the hospital. Whatever that is wrong with you, it's not going to come to that hospital. It's just going to pray for you, and yeah, that's it from there. But I really appreciate that he was present. He was even there till after the surgery, till they brought the baby out. He saw the baby. I really appreciate that. Like, it was big. He came, prayed for me that everything would be successful, and yeah, that was my old pastor. He's still my pastor though, but yeah, in my parish we have a new pastor now. But I really miss that man. Like, he was a blessing to my life, to my family, and yeah. So anyways, the medical team was like incredibly professional, but those people that say CS is easy, is painful. That thing is freaking painful. But everybody was professional. The anesthesiologist, I hope I pronounced that right. I needed to say it small. If not, he explained the process to me. I was put fully asleep. Yes, I didn't do the normal section that we usually watch or people do, that they will be left awake. I wasn't left awake. I was fully asleep. The next thing I knew that I was feeling pain, and that was after the surgery. Baby was out, and in no time I was in the ward. As I was half awake, right after the surgery, the first thing I asked was, my baby, where is my baby? Like, I can't even begin to describe the rush of emotions that hit me at that moment. Like, tears filled my eyes, like, as they held him up for me to see him. Like, I can't imagine. My son is here. My son was here. Like, it was so perfect. Like, all the fear, all the pain, all the anxiety. See, at that point, it just melted away that instant. Like, and recovering from C-section as a first-time mom, very tough. Like, when I had my baby, I was like, you people that are saying C-section is I beg you. Like, I stayed in the hospital for like 5 days, and I didn't eat for 3 days out of those 5 days. Like, it was so far than I thought, than I imagined. Yes, although I am very grateful for the medical care, but the reality of recovering from a major surgery in a Nigerian hospital or more, his own challenges is not here. Like, seriously, they were, constantly checking my blood pressure to ensure that it was coming down, and they were also helping me to manage the pain. It wasn't easy, like, at all. It wasn't easy. I kept asking my mom, is it like this? Is childbirth like this? Like, my family was there to support me. The hospital was very, very functional, even though I have like some complaints, but things like power outage and minimal privacy, yeah, that's one of my complaints in the word. It makes it harder, but the nurses were kind. There's some things I didn't like, and definitely I'm not going to be using the hospital for my second baby. Once I get pregnant, I'm using another hospital, to be honest. But I would say that they try their best. But at that time, I feel like I should have taken a private ward instead of 3 in the room. But that time we didn't have a lot. Even though I was using HMO, that the money they were, because they said we have to pay for a private room even with our HMO. So at that time, that money was not available. We would rather use it to do something else than taking a private room. So yeah, that was it. Another thing that I'm going to mention is breastfeeding. Breastfeeding was a huge challenge. If you have been on this channel, you already know I spoke about it like a few times, okay, but this is not the conversation for that. Also, the sleepless nights, they were real, and adjusting to caring for a newborn while still healing from surgery, it was overwhelming. Like, it felt overwhelming most of the time. I was having constant headache due to the blood pressure because it took a time. All the medication that I took, even when I went home, they didn't work. Like, I kept going back to the hospital. Like, even on my naming ceremony, on my baby's naming ceremony, I was a mess. Like, I kept going back to got something that worked, and I felt better. Also, thankfully, I had the support of my family. My mom stayed with me after we got home, helped me to adjust to my new life as, a first-time mom, a new mom, while I, focused on recovering. I also learned how to balance my emotions and physical recovery. See, my emotions were all over the place. I was depressed at some point that I will cry so much that I will, start having conversation with my son, like, because I feel like he will feel my sadness. And like, I'll say things like, mommy is tired, mommy is so sad right now, but know that she loves you so much and she does not regret having you in any way. Because like I said, I just felt he could have the feeling that I was sad, okay? So, but every single moment, all the challenges, all the sleepless nights, the postpartum emotions, I can tell you for free, they were worth it. See, now I can look back and say my labor, my delivery, my postpartum experience was nothing, not even close, like how I had planned it, but it was perfect in its own way. Having an emergency C-section due to high blood pressure, it was very scary, but it saved my life. It saved the life of my baby, okay? And as a first-time mom in Nigeria, I am grateful for the medical care that I received, even with all the challenges of our healthcare system and all that. I am grateful, okay? So if you are a first-time mom, or if you're currently pregnant and you're worried about the unexpected, okay, my advice to you is that you should trust the process, trust your doctors, know that they know what they are doing, okay? Know that even if things don't go according to plan, the moment you meet a baby, it will make everything worth it. Okay, having an emergency C-section, it was not even part of my planning. Well, if like I said earlier, I didn't have any issues with it, but still I didn't plan for it. Okay, I didn't plan going through C-section. I thought I would have a vaginal birth. Okay, but it ended up being the fastest, or let me say safest, not fastest, safest option for me and my baby. And you know, that's all that really matters in the end. Okay, making sure that you and your baby, you are fine and you are healthy. So whether you have a vaginal birth or a scheduled C-section or an emergency one like I had, your strength as a mother shines through every step of the way. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. That's my story. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please, if this video have helped you in any way, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share your own birth story in the comment section and I would love to hear it. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much once again. I'll see you in the next video.